Today's series is the Gray List series by Gray Huffington, and the book is called Chemistry, the Chemist. Okay, now how it was written was given very much like a movie, but it was given like, I can't put my finger on exactly how it was written. It's not written like Shakespeare, but it's written kind of like around there. Like, well, let me do my little intro. Hi, my name is Quan. My name is Quanasia. Welcome to my book corner. These books that we're talking about is more so a discussion on my part. Excuse me, I just woke up. I need to drink some water. Now, I would advise you to go read the books in this series that I am talking about before you watch the video, because you're not going to understand what I'm talking about, and there's going to be spoilers in this. So I would advise you go read the book first, then come back and watch the video and join the conversation in the comments. Okay? First things first. Chemistry is off his rocker. And first of all, the daddy had mad kids. I'm still trying to figure out what was the whole point. Like, are they in a cult or something? Like, what is going on that the daddy had all these damn kids by that lady that offed herself? And then he had more kids with the next lady. But I didn't remember how many kids that the second wife gave him. Because he said he had 4 younger siblings, but like all of the oldest ones except for him have R names, and then the youngest ones have M names, right? So are they his brothers and sisters? I was confused on the family tree. So okay, so Kim's dad and Kim's mom had him, okay? However, they broke up, okay? Kim's father then goes on to marry another woman. Her name starts with a R as well, okay? Their children's names are Rugger, Roman, Royce, Roulette, Range, Rome, and Rather, okay? Now, Kim's mama then goes on to marry somebody else, okay? I forgot what his name was. I'm guessing his name started with an M. I don't remember. Now, their children's names were Mercer, Malachi, Mackay, and Milo, okay? They too have a book named, named The Berkeley Bread that I will be reviewing, okay? There was my confusion. That is how I answered it. Altogether, with chemistry added, is 12 of them, okay? Now, is this the zodiac sign? And then, if I didn't know that this was like black people in the book, I would have thought this is like regular crazy white people, because you only read or watch stuff like people who act like this in the book when they white people that's off that rocker. But I enjoyed reading it like it's a big black family that's out here doing a big one. You get what I'm saying? But it's not just pushing like a drug dealing family. It's like, it's a whole empire. Like, it's a whole shebang. You get what I'm saying? Like, you only ever see something like this in this caliber when it comes to calm color people. But it's crazy that it's black people, and I appreciate that, girl. Good job, Gray. Eden/Egypt. You were supposed to be out there doing a job, and you quickly forgot about that job, this girl. You quickly forgot about that thing. As soon as you saw that man, baby, job what? Who got a job? Where do I have a job? And are y'all on the run? At the end of the book, are y'all on the run? Because he broke out of prison. The crazy thing is, Sir was only swimming. I thought he was doing it because, anxiety, and he wanted to work out, because a lot of people get in their pool and do laps for said reasons. Baby, he was preparing to go to prison. And I'm not going to hold you throughout the book. I was like, he's very smart. Why isn't he catching on to that shit? Because a lot of the things that she was doing was very obvious, especially to people like him. And I was like, how is he not catching on to a damn thing? And then you have people watching her, and she goes up with her friend. And I know he be listening to her conversation. So when a friend called her Egypt, and then she said, it's not Egypt, it's Eden, I know he had to have heard that shit. And then you introducing him to your real life friends and your real life mama, and you didn't think he was going to put two together and then look more so into it. And then when she finally sees him again, he's like, bitch, I already knew you was Egypt. I was just waiting for you to say something. Like Angela, I was just waiting for you to say something. Because you thought introducing me to your mama who never said your name and introducing me to your real life friend, I was gonna, let me look into this shit. He said before that he didn't look into it. But then he saw that she had a specific company paying for her bills, which is another thing. If y'all messing with people that are highly intelligent, why would you have a certain type of, it could be a random church paying for the rent, but still, you don't think nobody gonna look into that? Why did y'all just put up the front desk a company and didn't think 10 steps ahead of that? Like, okay, he gonna see that this is a company, but let's figure out how to make it seem like a real life company so it doesn't get back to what the actual is. Okay, so it was very easy for him to figure out, bitch, what you was a part of, the feds, and what your real name was, who your real family is. And the crazy thing is also, you didn't think he actually knew who you were when you told him your real ex-boyfriend's name who broke your heart, and he went and found her and had him tied up and threatened to unalive him. You don't think that man sung like a motherfucking canary and told all your real business? That didn't cross your mind at all? That this man knew exactly who you were? That would have crossed my mind immediately. Immediately, it would have crossed my mind. Immediately, I would have been like, oh, damn, this nigga know exactly who I am. By this point, stop calling me Eden. You know my name is Egypt. What you calling me Eden for? And then he was the one to put out his phone number. Probably wasn't even a real phone number. He probably had a fake phone number. That was just one of his phones. And he was already prepared because he knew who the fuck he was. He just fell in love with you, and he fell in love with who you really were without you telling him your real name, but that's neither here nor there. And then when he got arrested, his sisters, who are also on another tip, told you better go run, bitch. And the fact they gave you that, you should be happy, because behind mine, as soon as I find out it was because of you, and first of all, you called them and told them it was you, which is okay. Wasn't the best decision, but they probably already knew anyways. But you called them and told them, yeah, it was me. I'm the reason why he in prison. And then they told you to run. As soon as you told me that on the phone, I'm sitting here listening to you talk, and I'm gonna hang up, and I'm coming for you. There is no ifs, ands, and buts. There's no nothing that will hide you from me, basically. So while you was in custody, protective custody, they let you be in protective custody, because none of that was going to hold them back from getting your ass. I just want you to understand that, Miss Girl. And then when she had a baby by this man, he was surprised. He was in prison. Matter of fact, his daddy died while he was in prison, which was so sad because he was really going through it when his father was sick, because his mama offed herself, which I need a more backstory to that, because why did she go off the deep end? Was it because her new man had passed? Was it because the ex-man had a new girl? What happened? What happened? For her to really do, well, she had mad kids, because yeah, she had kids. But anyways, so let me get into one of the passages that I really liked that was between his dad and him. And the way it's written, you'll understand what I mean by it. It's very much given like theater. You get what I'm saying? Like, this could be like a Broadway show or something. It says, so tell me about Eden. This is the father. And he says, I lifted my glass for Veronica to refill. When the brown liquid swirled the middle of the glass, again, I relaxed in my seat and the words began to flow. I met her during her debut at Roulette. There are beautiful women in Roulette, son. What made this one so special? She's no chameleon. She doesn't blend it with her surroundings. An inexplicable gravitational pulled me. Oh, an inexplicable gravitational pull led me straight to her. I couldn't stop my feet. They birthed a mind of their own and didn't stop until I was face to face with a brazen beauty. I thought my heart would break free of my chest at any second. Though I remained composed, it took almost everything out of me. She had my adrenaline pumping, thoughts running rampant, trigger finger itching. I knew from the second she opened her mouth, niggas would have to die behind her. They have, so I've heard. Stop listening so hard, old man, I chuckled, pulling at my growing beard. I don't regret any of it. Why would you? I lifted and dropped my shoulders. 3 months of bliss, 3 whole months I haven't grown tired of her. Yet, in fact, I crave her presence more than I did 3 months ago. As our connection ages, my hunger for her grows. At this point, it feels insatiable, like I'll never have enough no matter how much she gives me. Laughing, I caught my head in my left palm. Ugh, I can't believe I'm even saying this type of shit, Pops. I can. I whipped my head in his direction at the declaration. Why? Because I always knew it was possible. You just needed to bump into the right one. There's one woman for every man who will stop him dead in his selfish tracks and make him forget he even exists because all he knows is her. Eden has sunk her teeth into your skin and her venom is running through your veins. You'll never recover. I don't want to. Ha! That's my boy. She drives me mad. Let her. Give it to her. She eats away. Oh, she drives me mad. Let her. She wants all of my attention. Give it to her. She eats away at every bit of sanity I have, but simultaneously keeps me stable. She's good to me, Pops. Protect her. With a shake of my head, I continue. Feels like I'm losing all self-control. I don't know this person I am when she's around, for even when I'm thinking of her. Now that she's here, I don't want to live without her. Then marry her. The back and forth with her dad is chef's kiss. I fucked it up with how I was reading it, but I hope you get what I'm saying. The back and forth, the declaration of his love for her and expressing it to his father. Because at one point in time, he didn't feel like he would ever love a woman. Not that he hated women. He just didn't feel like he would ever find the love in a woman. And him telling his father, like, bro, I love this lady. And the dad is like, okay, so the back and forth is like, I loved it. Genius. Another one was him telling Egypt/Eden that he absolutely, telling her the love that he had for her. Okay, so let's get into it. Your light exposed wounds I've been needing to heal for 2 decades. Your light exposed parts of me I had tucked away, hidden, and hoped they were never discovered. Your light brought me clarity and a bunch of fucking feelings I fight to control every day. I lose every time, Chalk. Because this feeling isn't meant to be controlled. It's all-consuming. It's wide, it's large, it's deep. It's better than anything I've ever felt. For once, I don't get to dictate. My submission is required. And until 3 months ago, I had intentions of leaving this earth without submitting. But here we are, and now that I'm here, I'll never return to that emptiness I experienced, that abyss I was once in. You helped me more than you'll ever understand, and I thank you for that. They say perfection doesn't exist, but I have the proof in my hands right now. I love you, Chalk. Yesterday, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, next lifetime, unconditionally, wholly, completely, without reservation, without shame, without fear, without regret. I love you, and I've known it for some time now. Possibly the moment that I laid eyes on you, but I convinced myself it was impossible, and again, I was in too far over my head. But fuck my head, and fuck time, and fuck all the restrictions society puts on us. There's no time frame. No amount of days, no amount of nights, no amount of dates can change my mind about how I truly feel that night. It's clear now because my feelings haven't changed. They've only intensified. My love has grown, expanded, blossomed. It's almost too fucking big for this heart of mine. But that's all right because it's growing too, to accommodate you, to accommodate us. I love you, I love you, I love you. In this lifetime, in the next, Chalk. That was a word. To be able to find someone that you truly love and be able to express it It's crazy. It's something different. This book, whew, his love for her was unconditional. And at first when he came back and she thought, you know, he was really upset with her, there was no going back, and he revealed he already knew who she was, he never stopped loving her, and he was never going to stop loving her. When he said, you know, this is in the past, we can leave this in the past, whatever happened, happened, and that's okay. Because he was okay. No matter what she did, no matter what she said, he wasn't ever going to leave that lady alone, and he wasn't ever going to stop loving her. He was going to stay with her. And that was that. And just from that, reading that, of him telling her, I love you, and he said it so descriptive and definite, so there wouldn't be any room for questioning. That's what I loved. He made sure that he told this lady how much he loved her and how much she changed him for the better and continued to change him. And he said it so descriptive, explained every emotion, and explained it so well that you wouldn't ever question the love he would have for you. This is like him, this is like him reading his vows and expressing you the love he had for you in the years y'all spent together. And by this time, they only been together for a couple of months, and the feelings that he's had for her is crazy. He even said that his father and the stepmama only knew each other for 28 days before they got married, because he knew the love that he had for him. Is the family giving an autistic family? That's what it's giving me. But anyways, that one passage, I was like, oh my God. First things first. For Chem, I did not read the prologue. Okay? I sped past that, went to chapter 1. Y'all, I thought I started the book, and that wasn't the start of the book. I thought I was already in chapter 1, bitch. And I was reading it, and then it said chapter 1. And I went back, and I said, chapter 1? I've been reading, y'all. I was already, 100 pages in? And it said chapter 1. And I told my husband, I said, that was just the prologue, because the prologue was long as hell, okay? The prologue was very long. But nonetheless, this book was very much different than Chem's. Chem's book was very much like reading poetry, very whimsical. I said that in my review for TikTok. And it was just very different the way he described his feelings, both of them, to be quite honest. They were very much on the same wavelength. But this one was more toned down from that. The sex scenes was great. I love that part. I cried. I shed a little tears. You know, sometimes a thug has to shed a tear. You feel me? And I did shed a little bit of tear here and there. That did make me sad. I loved her relationship with his son. I should say the two main characters. So the two main characters is Rather, that's her name, and Priest. So Priest is very much like her brother Chem. Speaking of her brother, when she was getting married, the love that man has for his sisters are so great. I love it. I love when he makes sure that his sisters are okay. And when it was her wedding, like, he made sure that she was okay. And the way it's written, you could feel it, especially in the second book. In the first book, it was like, okay. But in this book, you know who the first book reminded me of? If y'all have read, like, The Prodigal Son, not like, it was like that. Like, you always can read a book or watch a show where they got money, they got OCD, they got no problem orphan people. It's like that. You feel me? But back to Rather and her man. So Priest's son has autism, and rather, who was a therapist but wasn't a pediatric therapist, but still, she knew how to bring his son out of his shell and get him to even be verbal. And I love that. I love her relationship with him. I thought it was very cute how he called her mom and she choked up, and I started choking up because, boy, I've seen how hard it is on parents when their autistic child becomes nonverbal or is born nonverbal, and to see like the happiness that him even saying just one word made the family happy. And she even felt happy when he even called her mom. Like, she was very happy about that. That would have made me happy too, because that means I'm doing something. You feel me? I would love to see this in a show, like a TV show, because the way they described it, like, you could kind of, I'm one of the readers that could see it in my mind's eye. So when they describe like the suites and stuff, like in his car driving along, you know, on the gravel, and he pulled into the garage, and the house was kind of giving very much Smart House, because Ursula, that's probably not her name, but Ursula was talking to Priest about it. And Coffee, I'm not gonna hold you, when Rugged was like, you know, I could off your husband so you could get married to who you really want to get married to, I would be like, you know what, you right. But then Coffee is a good guy. He just needs to grow up, okay? And I liked how he said that just her being in his life for the short time, he came to a realization that he did need to grow up and he did need to get his shit together, because at the end of the day, he is ruining not only his life but his family's. You know, they're over here really worried that they're really gonna lose him one day. And he also said he came to the realization that he did not live with believing he would be in the future. He would be there in the future. He didn't live thinking of the future. He just lived thinking of the now, because he didn't think he was going to be there in the future. He wasn't trying to be there in the future, really. You know, he was doing all this reckless shit so that he could leave this world. And I don't think his family really thought too much about that. Didn't want to think about that, because he just came out of a 18-month struggle trying to get his life back, because he broke every bone in his body, including his spine. And that's crazy. And you still acting a damn fool. But anyways, I just finished the third book, Rugger the 100. This book had me in tears. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. This book had me in tears. Like, literally, like, my paper over here, I just finished it and it had me in tears. Miss Gray, I found out it's a girl, by the way. Miss Gray. Yeah. This is the word I was looking for when I was trying to describe the first book. The first book gave sterile, okay? That's the word I was looking for, sterile. The second book gave more ooey gooey. This book gave a mixture of the first book and the second book, okay? But in your feelings. Like, the second book had me crying, but this book, y'all, watching her experience love for the first time was just so riveting. I feel like riveting is like such a dramatic word, but watching her not feel so out of place and not understand what's happening to her, and she calls her mom, and her mom is like, girl, this is you experiencing love for the first time. Like, I've been waiting for this day. I'm gonna read it. You're no fragile being. You're solid. You're hyper independent. You're a leader. You're an alpha woman. You don't wait for things to happen for you to do. You don't wait for things to happen for you or to you. You make things happen. You move mountains. You part seas, and the world respects you because of it. But baby, there comes a time when a man enters a woman's world and quickly asserts himself, letting her know that she can relax. She can trade her solidness for softness, her independence for dependency, her leadership for submission. That man will switch her survival mode to the sub mode so she can do less, speak less, know less, work less, think less, and be less than she's been for everything and anything else. She can be more to him, more for him, because that's all he truly needs from her. He needs her to show up whole and not beaten up by the world and all else that comes with being a woman. Your time has come, Rugger. And it doesn't matter how much you fight it, you won't win this one. You can't shoot this one. You can't kill this one. It doesn't matter how well you train or how good your instincts are. Bow out gracefully, baby, and allow Psalms to be everything he was born to be for you. I feel like just that passage, every Black woman needs to hear that, because the life that a Black woman leads is often a tumultuous one. Okay? Now, there's different grades of it, but it is not always a smooth sailing one. It is always a bumpy ride. And not only the present day, but the past. And why I say that is because we have trauma embedded in our DNA from the women before us. And when I mean trauma, I mean especially Black American women, way back, from the being captured and enslaved to being forced to mate with men we don't know, to have children that would then be ripped from our arms and be forced to raise children that was never ours. And now we are raised by women who tell us to never depend on a man, to always have your own, to be independent, to be solid, to keep your heart to yourself, to make your money and only care about making your money, to just be hard, and yes, to always be in survival mode. Hell, I was taught that. And to be told that you will find that man who will take you away from that. Put your ass in the soft life. You don't always have to be looking and worried and how you gonna do this on your own. You don't ever have to be on your own again when you find that one man. You will always have someone. You will always have help. You will always have the person to laugh with, to joke with. You won't ever have to sit here and just have to do it all on your own. Independent is no longer a thing for you. Independency in Black women is ingrained into you immediately when you come out the coochie. It's ingrained into your DNA. You're taught it in the womb. You taught it in the womb that you need to be independent. You need to be hard. You need to do shit on your own. You don't depend on no man. You make your own money. You take care of yourself. You love yourself. You lead yourself. You let no man lead you. And that passage alone, I feel like should be for every Black woman. Every young girl should be told this. You will find you a man that will love you and that will honor you and that will protect you. You will find it. You won't always be on your own. You won't always have to be on your own. And that one passage just, And then she has that conversation and, he meets the family and then he gets shot. And to her, dies. Well, not to her, but to the readers and to her, he dies. And hearing, not even hearing, I imagine in my head, like I told her earlier, but reading her, cry his name, that she thought he was dead, y'all. That's bringing tears to my eyes just thinking about it because, woo, child, she was going through it. She had finally found love and experienced it and understood it and accepted that she had fallen in love. And the man she had fallen in love with was dead. And she witnessed him dying. Child. Just for him then, just for her to then find out that she was pregnant. Child. I know that sent her over the fucking edge. That would have sent me over the edge. Like, Lord. Like, please. Over the edge. Do you understand me? And she was going to abort the baby. From what we got in that moment, chemistry was with her to get rid of the baby, because she didn't want to bring that baby in a world where he would never know his father. And no matter how much chemistry would be there for her and play the role as a father, she felt like he wasn't the father, you know? And she didn't want to raise the child on her own. And she didn't even want children. She didn't want to be in love, and she didn't want children. And to find out that the love of your life died, and then you end up pregnant and becoming a single mother, child, that would have sent me over the edge. For real. That would have sent me over. So he takes her back to the island, and she smells him, and she even feels him. She thinks it's not real, and to turn around, it was him. And she was just like, is this really you? And come to find out that his old company that he pew-pewed for had put a hit out on him. And Chem was the one to take it, and he made sure that it wouldn't be a killing, shot. It would just be something to really harm him, right? Now, I wonder who the person was that they buried next to their daddy. Hopefully it wasn't actual person, because that'd be wild, crazy, and disrespectful. But that's neither here nor there. And she was really upset with Kim because, yeah, she grieved for months while pregnant. And then you find out she was still pregnant. She was 8 months pregnant. And she grieved. Also, great, I love the name Salem. And the way it's spelled, I loved it. I love Chef's Kiss, okay? I'm not mad about Ruger and Rather no more. Salem, the kids' names, you do your big ones. The kids have good names. Them adults, I don't know about that. But yeah, y'all, this had me in my damn feels, y'all. Like tears pouring down my eyes. Another quote that I love that the siblings say to each other is, I love you. And they say, in this lifetime and the next. And it says, I'll come searching. And they said, and you'll find me every time. And I love that. I love that saying. When I first read that made me tear up. It's making me tear up now. It could be because I'm elderly. And you'll come find me. And sometimes, honestly, I think that people who you hold valuable relationships with, and deep relationships with, you do find them in every lifetime. Like, I believe my sister has been in my life, or has been with me in multiple lifetimes. I love that girl to pieces. I'm not even gonna hold. But my sister has been my mother. I've been her mother. But our souls have been close to each other for lifetimes. I know it. I don't need anybody to tell me it. I know it. But yeah, this book made me cry. I'm still crying. It made me cry. Grace said this was her work of art. And I feel like this whole series was a work of art. I hope it continues with the rest of the siblings. That would be great. But yeah, this one made me cry, like, hard. Like, it made me cry hard. Because I hate seeing people lose someone. I know they lost their father, but it wasn't really talked about. You know what I'm saying? Like, chemistry saw him losing his father in real time. you know, slowly. And her just now understanding that she was falling in love and accepting it, and then, you know, seeing the love of her life die, or what she thought was dying, that's heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking, her not understanding that she was falling in love, and then seeing her fall in love, and then seeing her lose her love, her first love, was a lot. You're amazing, Gray. Thank you. Continue writing. You know what you're doing, girl. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. And I don't need to tell you to do anything, because wow. Wow, 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 wow. You, oof, oof, oof. You do your big one, and you do your big one every single time. And I am grateful to be able to read your work, because it was beautiful. Anyways, I thank y'all for watching, and I hope y'all come again. Bye.